Just a second, y'all. Trying to get hooked in on Instagram too. We got multiple tornado warnings in effect around the Cedarville University area. Sit tight. We're gonna get a little breakdown of how these storms are cropping up. Receiving images from some of you. Give me just a second. And we are live. Memento. Oh boy. Okay. Good, we're live. Alright. Hello everybody. This is a quick update from Great Lakes Weather. We've got 2 tornado warnings in around the Cedarville University area. These were forecasted to possibly produce a couple tornadoes, especially in the Ohio area. So there is a severe thunderstorm watch for Greene County, and there is a tornado watch on the eastern half. So this is just the beginning of the crop up of these severe thunderstorms in the area. Let's go right to where the action's happening. This is Cedarville University. You can see Springfield, Dayton, and Cedarville University is marked on your screen. Let's take a look at the regular radar first to begin. Computer's running a little slow. Alright, so we're looking at this storm here on the southern edge. This is the storm that is heading northeast towards Wilmington. Xenia's not in this. Cedarville also is not in this system as well. So there is a tornado warning for the southeastern portion of Greene County. So that means Cedarville is not in this particular warning outside of the immediate area. So nothing to be concerned about with this one for you just yet. Now, Bowersville, areas such as Jamestown, Wilmington should be taking cover. This storm is heading your way. Let's see if we can get a good idea of how the velocity is showing on this storm. Right there is our tornadic signature. You can see where those greens are coming right up with the reds. That is where our rotation is taking place, just southwest of Wilmington, and it is making a path down to that way. Clarksville should be taking cover right now. Alright, Clarksville is right in the path of this rotation. There could possibly be a weak tornado on the ground right now. This one does not have a very strong signature, indicating that's likely not a strong tornado. So let's go to 60 miles an hour. That's not a very strong signature from this, so not really anything too concerning we're looking at right there, except the fact that this tornado could intensify quickly. So you might want to be taking cover if you are in this area here by Clarksville. Take cover. Don't go out and take pictures. Take cover. If you are in a safe location, though, outside the warning, I would love for you to send me some images, but that is only if it's safe to do so, okay? This is another tornado warning that's in effect up in Troy, Ohio. So areas such as Troy, Piqua, I can't pronounce that well, Piqua, Sydney. Eventually this storm is going to be heading your way, so keep an eye out for a possible warning soon. Pleasant Hill should be taking cover. So these 2 storms are really the 2 major storms that we're watching that could produce some significant weather that could cause some impacts. Xenia's, you're in the clear. Cedarville's in the clear right now. Keep an eye on the southern edge of this system here, though. This little spot here could prompt a tornado warning sooner or later, because I'm seeing some greens pretty close to reds there. And just for a little bit of context, a green signature shows winds that are going towards the radar station, and red is showing winds that are going away from the radar station. So if you look right here, this red indication indicates that the wind is going in this direction, and then the green indicates the wind's going in this direction. So you can see where the rotation is taking place among these storms and why the National Weather Service is prompting these different tornado warnings, okay? So just make sure you're keeping an eye out on these systems, and this is all part of a line of stronger thunderstorms that is moving through the entire area, entire Great Lakes region, Indiana, Ohio. Indiana saw some severe weather, even saw a funnel cloud along the border. Ohio's really the biggest zone that's going to see these potential tornadoes as they move through. The conditions are favorable in this region. They still have that shear. Areas such as southern Michigan and Indiana really don't have that shear in place, so it's not really going to impact you guys as much. Let's zoom back in. Again, this tornado warning is not for Cedarville. So Cedarville, right now, you are in the clear for this system. If you are in a safe place, I would encourage you to step outside, take a couple pictures if you're in the Cedarville region. But if you're in Wilmington, Jamestown, Bowersville, Port William, Clarksville, Harveysburg, you should find a safe place to take some shelter as this storm moves through. Let's take a look. It still says severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. Oh, it's Piqua. Thank you, Stephen, and also thank you for sending in those photos to me from Dayton, Ohio. I've been watching them. Pretty good footage you got there. Saw an indication of a possible wall cloud in that area before the tornado warning was canceled. So, good images. Piqua, gonna get it just right, but Piqua, Ohio. You should be taking cover. This tornado, if there is one on the ground, is heading your way. You want to be taking cover. Wilmington, this is where the center of that radar station is at, should be taking cover as well. Let's get a look at the velocity chart real quick. So the velocity, still indicating that rotation. You've got the winds going in this direction, going against each other right in that location right there. So if you live in Clarksville, the storm is on the northern edge of Clarksville right now, so you're going to want to be taking cover, especially if you were in that region. Parts of Cedarville still in the clear. Getting some good signs of some rotation by Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, though. That's pretty clear. I would say you might want to take some shelter if you're in that area. That's a good sign of rotation there. Still a tornado warning for Piqua and Lockington, those types of things. Springfield, you are right now in the clear. Nothing in regards to that. I'm getting some text messages from some people in Springfield. So I'm going to pause this real quick and update them real quick. Alright, we're back. Still the same tornado warnings we're dealing with here. This one's been kind of expanded to include some regions to the north. So this one's been expanded to include Bowersville. Shawnee Hills is pretty close to the warning area. Let's get a track on where the system's going to go. Let's go to the reflectivity so we can see the radar. Alright, updated. These little supercell structures are developing. Really something to pay attention to is if a hook gecko develops on the storms, which it appears we've got a nice little hook right here with this storm. So that hook could be where a tornado is possibly forming at the moment, so you might want to keep an eye on that and be aware of that storm moving through. Let's take a look at these storms off to the north as well, because these ones I want to keep a track on in northern Indiana that are beginning to develop. Severe thunderstorm warning in places by Defiance, Ohio, so northwestern Ohio. Could see some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Let's zoom back in on these systems here. Alright, and let's put a loop to it. Let's play a loop here so we can see where these storms are starting to move to. So this storm's starting to take a more northward trend. So I think they'll likely reissue a warning a little bit on the more on the northern side of things. So Cedarville, you might want to just keep an eye out for that. I think that it'll issue it to the east of you, but there's potential that they may expand it for your area as well. So this storm is making a trend in this direction right here. Cedarville looks like maybe on the eastern side of it, so I think you'll be on the safe side. Parts of Sydney, Ohio, this severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is heading your way as well in Sydney. So if you are in that area, you're going to want to start making a plan to take cover. Wilmington should already be taking cover. Let's take a look at this storm here again, south of Xenia, north of Wilmington. Let's go to a velocity chart here. See the latest update from the radar. Alright, so the signature is still there, but it's weaker. If you look how it progresses, here, let me get it so that the camera can see it. This is the signature that we're watching for the potential for a tornado right in this area, right here. Cedarville interpreter says tornado warning here. Not for Cedarville just yet, but it may make its way off to the north. Right now it's just for southeastern Greene County, so nothing super So you shouldn't be super concerned just yet. The warning may be issued northward later on, but it looks like you guys are in the clear at the current present moment. Okay, let's look at this signature here. Let's get a measurement of the wind speeds for the rotation. Not very significant signature just yet. You just got the warning. Siren is sounded. Thank you for that report. Hopefully the box will update on here in just a second as well. I don't have that currently. So Cedarville, apparently you guys are under a tornado warning at the current moment. So if you take cover, if you are in that area, I think I can see what prompted that warning. There is now a new rotating or signature for rotation in Fairborn, Ohio. I'm watching on the campus safety just sent an email for a tornado warning. All right, thank you for that. So looks like you guys have a new tornado warning. Hopefully my radar will update and present that to you guys in just a second. But we're going to be watching that develop. Let's see. Let's go back to reflectivity, get a look at the radar here. All right, so I think it looks like there is a potential for a rotation right here, and up off to the north in this area too. So I'm going to zoom out so that you can see that area as well. But let's get an idea of where these rotating cells are in relation to Cedarville. This one's heading off to the northeast, so I don't think it's going to cause any problems. It's about 16 miles away from the area. Let's see, areas in, let's take a look here. This one's 18 miles away. So these storms are moving at how fast? Let's get an idea of how fast these storms are moving. They are moving at 30 miles an hour, so that means this storm is about a half hour away. I don't know if the rotation will hold together long enough to be able to make it up to Cedarville, but again, with the favorable environment we do have for tornadoes at this current time, anything is possible. So good thing to just keep an eye on. The new severe thunderstorm warning was issued just south for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts south of Wilmington. I'm waiting for the warning boxes to update. I may close the app and just see if I can get a quick update on that real quick. So we're going to close the app and reset it. Let's reset the radar scope here. Nope, still no new polygons for the tornado warning. Let's zoom out to get an idea of all of the storms in the area. Looks like there's a report of a funnel cloud on the Indiana border. These storms could crop up into something for parts of eastern Indiana and southern lower Michigan. So really the big focus right now is over by Cedarville. Velocity check real quick. I'm going to open up another radar app and see if they've got the polygon better. And if I can see that warning, that would be very helpful. And we'll let that load off screen. Alright, letting it load. Let's see what these storms look like on this radar track. Select reflectivity for this one. Just a moment to render. My computer's running slow. It's operating 3 weather apps at once, which really burn it a little bit. Columbus is supposed to get storms too. Columbus is supposed to get the storms as well. They're actually under a tornado watch. The area that's currently seeing the tornado warnings is under a severe thunderstorm watch. So potential for tornadoes does exist in Columbus today as well. Greene County, again, Cedarville is southeast of the main storm right now. New tornado warning. I just got the memo. New tornado warning up for Greene County. And apparently, as I'm receiving reports, it is at Cedarville. So, well, the tornado warning is for Cedarville as well. So if you live in Cedarville, you're going to want to find a place to take shelter based on the reports I'm getting in the comments. And the polygons aren't really updating on my other weather app. I've got to get that going real quick. Check my layers here. Warnings. Pull up the warnings, please. Still not showing the warnings for... there's a new severe thunderstorm warning northwest of Springfield, Ohio. So that rotating cell that I was talking about earlier has prompted a new warning in west of the Springfield area. Let's look at the velocity for that. Take a look at the rotation on this system. I wish I was down there to check out these storms. Alright, if you live in St. Paris, Urbana, Springfield, you're in the clear right now, so don't worry if you live in Springfield. St. Paris, Urbana, areas around that region should be taking cover for this new rotation that has developed. Rotation signature still quite apparent on this system that is southeast of Cedarville University, heading off in this direction, towards Jamestown. So Jamestown, you might want to consider getting a safe location soon. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, looks like that rotation is starting to dissipate. I feel like they're going to allow this warning up by Piqua and Lockington to expire soon. I don't really see a signature. Let's take a look at another tilt of the radar. See what we got there. No signs of really any difference. If you see something in the sky that you're outside and you see something and you're able to report it, please send it in the comments. Comment reports are very helpful in this time. We've got several people hopping in and out here and there, so make sure that you send in a report if you have one. Cedarville right now, it seems like there's not really any new updates in regards to that one in your area. I'm trying to investigate this new warning that people are mentioning in the comments. But it looks like right now this storm is not really in your area just yet. Alright, let's get a different view of what's going on. So you're under severe thunderstorm watch. These storms are making their way towards Columbus, but they are about an hour or two away from Columbus at the current moment. So potential for them to weaken before then is pretty good. Alright, so a new perspective on the storms. Tornado warning doesn't look like it's been expanded up into Cedarville. It still looks like it's in southeastern Greene County. Based on all the updates I'm seeing, it doesn't look like it's in Cedarville just yet. But if you listen to campus safety, listen to what they are telling you, and it'd be wise to take cover or seek some shelter as these storms progress, because weather changes. Sirens are off now in Cedarville. Okay. Yeah, there is not really a threat as of yet in Cedarville, based on the radar. Yeah. Looks like all you're going to be seeing is just some rain, maybe some thunder and lightning as well. Also keep an eye out, there could be some hail with these systems as they move through. St. Paris, Urbana, looks like the center of rotation is in Northampton if you are up in the Montgomery County, or Montgomery County is in Dayton, isn't it? Oh wow, I can't remember. I cover such a large region, I can't remember. But anyways, if you live in Northampton, take cover right now. St. Paris, Urbana, you should be taking cover at the moment as well. Bowersville, this storm is right now southwest of Port William, and it's traveling kind of along the highway, kind of just following that track on the highway there. We just got an update. Let's take a look at the velocity, see if that tornadic signature is still there. Yes, it is. Right here. That's where our rotation's at in this system. Alright, let's take a look at the ones off to the north as well. Still some rotation. It looks like it's outside the warning area, and it's over Northampton at the moment. So, Northampton, take cover. Could be a possible spin-up tornado on the way right now, but definitely signs of rotation. Still pretty clear signature of rotation from this system in Fort William. Pretty clear. If you are in the safe area, well, if you are in a safe location to take shots of these storms, please do so. Sorry about that. I had to contact my brother. He lives in Xenia. Alright. So far, no new updates, but tornado warning still remains in effect for Lockington. I do believe this is likely going to expire sooner because the storm is already out of this area. Looks like it's up near Sydney. Sydney, Port Jefferson might want to be taking cover. Again, my radar might not be updating super quickly. But there's still tornado warnings remaining in effect for Northampton, St. Paris, Urbana. South of Cedarville, we have Port William, Bowersville. Those places should be taking cover. The rotation is still pretty well defined in this area here. Let's zoom out. New stronger thunderstorms are developing in eastern Ohio. These ones are the reason why they issued a tornado watch. These ones could become pretty decently sized supercells soon. And then we've got new supercells developing across parts of Indiana. These ones will likely begin to rotate northward up towards the lower Michigan region. Alright, zoom back in on where the action's happening. Alright, new tornado warning has been issued for Greene County according to the latest severe weather alert just popped up on my phone. We're going to see where that track is taking it, but it will update on my radar screen in just a second. New tornado warning for Greene County until 4:30 p.m. Wait for it to update on my radar screen. Let's zoom in on this one. This one's starting to get this. The center of rotation has just entered Greene County as I'm looking at it. Let's take a look at the velocity chart and get an idea. So those of you that haven't seen it just yet, what these colors mean is the red is indicating winds going away from the radar station. So the radar station is to our south. So the winds, according to this, are going in this direction, okay? And then green indicates winds going towards the radar station. So that means they are going, anything in green is going towards the radar station in this direction, okay? Towards this direction. So looking down here, you can see that the green and red are right next to each other. That's where the center of rotation is, and that is where we are seeing the possibility of a tornado reaching the ground, okay? So Port William, this storm is getting close to your area, so take cover. And it looks like they just dropped the warning for that area. But I just got information that a new tornado warning is issued, so I'm going to actually look at another radar screen, see if we can get a better view of this supercell that is near Port William, Ohio at the current moment. Ah, there it is. The new tornado warning. Let's check and see if Cedarville's in that region. I think Cedarville is just... Ooh, Cedarville is just southeast of this storm, okay? So, Jamestown, Jeffersonville, you should be taking cover. This tornado is, if there is a tornado on the ground, it is heading your way at the current moment, okay? So you guys need to get into a safe location. Moving northeast at now 40 miles per hour, so it's sped up a little bit. Let's get a track on where the center of rotation is in relationship to Jamestown. Alright, so you can see Jamestown right there. There's the center of rotation. Moving northeast at 40 miles an hour, the storm is 10 miles away, which means this storm could be here in a matter of 15 minutes, okay? So Jamestown, if you live in Jamestown, definitely seek shelter. Though there is a tornado warning in your area, I will draw it out on my graph here. Where the tornado warning is really covering. It's really covering this area right here. If you live in this area, you should be taking cover. Jeffersonville, Bowersville, Port William, Jamestown. People living just southwest of Cedarville should be taking cover as well, as the center of rotation is just beginning to move in towards Port William. So Cedarville, right now you are still outside of the warning area, but it is a mere 5 miles away from your area, I'd say. Probably less than that. Still a good tornado signature. There's the new tornado warning. Just popped up. See that red polygon? That indicates the radar's now detecting that tornadic signature. That center of rotation is heading up towards Jamestown. You can see the track with that white line that's indicating it. Gonna remain southeast of Cedarville, but it is going to impact Jamestown. So, if you live in Jamestown, you're gonna want to take cover. Alright, let's go back to the reflectivity, see the actual storm itself. I didn't even realize there was music playing on my YouTube stream. Sorry about that. It's not really a good time to do such a thing. Alright, so Cedarville, you're still out of this area. Jamestown is the place that should be taking cover, though. Radar's picking up the tornadic signature right here. I think it's actually more along the lines of this area here, where the hook is. The velocity chart. Alright, so center of rotation still focused on Port William right here. Going northeast. Or a little bit steeper northeast. Again, if you live in the area and you're in a safe location where you can take some pictures of this storm as it's moving through, if you see a lowering of a cloud base that's kind of appears to be rotating, that is what's called a rotating wall cloud. That is a precursor to a tornado. If you're in a safe location and you can grab a shot of that, make sure to do so. Otherwise, if you're not in a safe location, take cover now. Safety is far more important than getting some pretty fancy picture. Still 5 miles away from that. Actually, comparison to Cedarville to the warning box, 2 miles. So, Cedarville's still not under the threat zone, but they are very close. Again, it would be wise to seek shelter if you are in the Cedarville region because these storms can change path pretty quickly. I want to zoom out a little bit to see the other storms through this whole region. So I'm going to pull up a new radar graphic for that. I'll pull it over here. Once again, if you're just joining in, so a lot of you just joined in, there is a tornado warning. It is not in the Cedarville University area at the moment, but it is 2 miles away, so it would be wise to seek shelter as this storm moves through. It's going to quickly move through the area and then make its way off to the north and east. There is a severe thunderstorm watch out for the area until 9 p.m. And then areas in eastern Ohio are expected to remain under a tornado watch until 11 p.m. Got some new cells developing off in eastern Indiana that we're going to want to keep an eye on. Conditions are favorable still for the development of tornadoes in that area. I'm going to zoom out. And we'll put a loop to it. Show you where these storms are traveling. Cedarville, if you want to know where Cedarville's at, Cedarville is right in this spot here. It's just rainy here. What's the big deal? The big deal is that down to the south on this system, there is a rotating signature on radar that has given the National Weather Service cause to issue a tornado warning. I'll show you that signature real quick. What they're focused on is, let me pause it real quick, is this location right here. You have, so what's happening in this little graphic here is you have, it's kind of reading the winds in the storm. So areas where you see the green is wind that's going towards the radar station. So the radar station is down to the south right here. So that means the wind is going in this direction if it's green, if it's a shade of green. And then red is going away from the radar station. So that means you have rotation right in this area here. And that is what is giving the National Weather Service reason to prompting the tornado warning. If you look off to the north, there's also another tornado warning. Again, Montgomery County is now out of this warning. So now it's up in Urbana, Christiansburg. That tornado warning still remains in effect. Luckily, the radar site's right next to the Cedarville area, so we can get a good idea of where the rotation's at. We change the tilt of the radar. Still shows signs of rotation right here. Again, Cedarville's not really in the warning box, but it is still wise to take cover, as 2 miles away is really not much of a difference for this warning. Currently, no reports of a tornado. Let me check TweetDeck real quick. Make sure I can get information from there. Let's check and see if there are any reports about a tornado in Greene County. There's spotters out scanning the area. Some of them I know. Alright, let's go back to the reflectivity until we get a new update. Again, this storm is heading towards Jamestown. If you live in Jamestown, you're going to want to be taking cover. I believe the center of rotation, there's really a nice little hook right there. That's where I believe the rotation is at in this current storm. Alright, so far no current reports of a tornado. Cedarville University tweeted the tornado warning is still in place until, until at least 4:15 p.m. Yeah, the truth is there is a tornado warning, and you should stick with campus safety's recommendations and take cover. I believe if there is a tornado on the ground, it is in this area right here, and is heading off in this direction. So Jamestown, take cover. Say it again, Jamestown, take cover. Don't take pictures, take cover. Jeffersonville and Octa, Bowersville should be taking cover as well. You can probably hear my dog. Alright, so the tornado warning in Urbana and St. Paris is now canceled, so nothing to be concerned at there, but Cedarville, you're still in that warning as of now. That warning is still active for you guys. I'm just going to keep saying it. You guys are practically in the warning, so for all practical purposes, you're in the warning. Rotation's not really well defined on this system here, but it is in this location. So it looks like the rotation's really not showing much strength at this moment. But it does still remain present. Remain in a safe location until the tornado warning is over. This tornado warning does remain in effect until 4:30, according to the latest updates. Let's see if there's any spotters on this storm. There's one spotter on the storm watching it. John Gill. I'm going to see if that guy is on Twitter. Then, possibly find some information. Nope. Take it back. Not there. Alright, so still looks like a hook echo on that. So one thing that we look for from these systems, let's go to the most recent, is really if we want to see where rotation might be, we look at this little hook echo right here. The area where the hook might be is really the area where inflow is coming in to the system and enabling rotation to take place. Inflow wins. The storm is taking in warm air on this side, and the cool air from the rain-cooled air is pushing in right here, and that's where you get that rotation. Still, so far, this is the only tornado warning in effect in eastern Greene County. We got new supercell thunderstorms developing in parts of Indiana, and severe thunderstorms in eastern Ohio as well. Again, Cedarville University is 2 miles away from a tornado warning, so practically under a tornado warning, so you are going to want to be taking cover. Jamestown, the rotating portion of the storm is very close to your area. You're going to want to take cover right now. Let's take a look at correlation coefficient. Correlation coefficient can help us see if there's possibly a tornado on the ground. Now, I'm not sure if that's just radar scud or if that... Usually we can scan for like possible debris, but that's where the center of rotation is at. If there's a tornado on the ground, I would assume it's right in this location. I can't really tell if that's just radar scud or if that is an actual debris ball on radar. I can't really tell for certain. It's unfortunate with radar sometimes I kind of get that. I think it could be interference with the rainfall that's occurring right here. Looks to be interference. But let's see if there's a new update. Trying to keep an eye out for pictures of a possible tornado. Nothing yet. Alright, radar hasn't updated recently. So it looks like center of rotation is continuing off in this direction. Alright, there's a good update. I'd say Cedarville, you're pretty much okay at the moment. You're on the back side of the storm now. But stay in place until campus safety gives you the okay. I really don't see too much rotation on the storm now. At this current point, it looks like it's not really that significant. May have been a brief spin up in there, but again, some of these tornadoes were expected to be super brief, and most of them are. So, Jamestown, stay in your location. The storm is most impacting your area at the current moment. Let's get a tilt of the radar here. Still some rotation, but it's pretty weak now, it looks like. Actually, it's broad. The rotation's quite broad, which gives me reason to believe it's not really going to tighten up. If there's rotation, I believe it's past Jamestown at the moment. But Jamestown remain in place because my radar might not be fully on point. So Jamestown, you're likely seeing rain, maybe even some hail. You're kind of in the hail portion of the storm. Another radar update right there. Let's take a look. No really decent signs of rotation at the current moment now. 8 minutes left on the warning. Just got an alert from Weather Channel of a tornado in Jamestown. Thank you for that report. It looks like it is confirmed that there was a tornado in Jamestown. There was, in fact, a tornado on the ground in Jamestown. Let me go to NWS Wilmington. Wilmington, Ohio. Tornado warning remains in effect. Still says severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. Okay, so they have removed Bowersville from the tornado warning. So it says, so NWS confirms the tornado, they say. Doesn't look like, well, let's take a look at the correlation coefficient. I mean, I don't know if that's still, again, it's really hard to tell if there's actually a tornado on the ground just based on the radar. This is where spotters come in extra handy, and we've got a spotter on the storm right now. He's tracking it. TweetDeck, let's see if we can get a video of the tornado. No signs of a tornado yet. Or at least I can't see one. So Storm Prediction Center just released another update. The threat for severe hail, damaging gusts, and brief tornadoes does remain in place even behind this line of storms. There is an additional line of storms that is beginning to develop behind this. So, though this storm is beginning to move out of the area, we are not entirely out of the woods just yet. We've got these storms that we got to deal with that are starting to develop and intensify. I'm expecting this warning to either be pushed forward. Oh, they just dropped it. All right, warning's been dropped, so the tornado warning is now canceled, which means the threat that this storm posed has been averted, or storm is weakened. So it looks like you guys are in the clear for the time being. I will try to get on a live stream luckily I was able to get on a live stream for this particular event. But if you see damage or any particular photography that you took, please send it in, and I will try to get it sent out. If you give me the ability to repost it, I'd love to see your photos and broadcast them out there with full credit. So hopefully this kept you aware of the situation, and it is now abated. So I will be back on if another potential storm crops up. So stay safe, stay aware of the weather, stay on Great Lakes Weather. We'll keep you connected. Check us out on YouTube, all the other platforms as well, and you'll be able to stay connected. All right, make sure you guys are aware of what's happening, and have a great rest of your evening.